Day 47, Compton's Cafeteria riot. This riot is something that I only more recently have gained an appreciation for, even though I wasn't completely ignorant to it, if that makes sense. So Turk and Taylor, the intersection of Turk and Taylor in the Tenderloin is now the transgender cultural district. And it's also the former site of Compton's Cafeteria. It was also the fourth stop on the citywide scavenger hunt that I created not too long ago for San Francisco's 175th birthday. So here's the thing. This riot at this 24-hour diner was years before Stonewall, one, but two, it was almost erased from San Francisco and general history, period. But the implications that it had are not to be underestimated. So let's talk about that. And by the way, this is even after the event that took place at California Hall, which became known as San Francisco's Stonewall. So that was New Year's Eve, 1964. But LGBTQ movements, LGBT for queer rights in the U.S., they have all been these riots, these actions. That's how shit happens, folks. I don't know how else to put it. Pride was a riot. That's how we got what we have. So August 26th, 1966, there is a little bit of debate over when that date was because, again, city leaders tried so hard to purge this from any kind of public memory. And I would highly, highly, highly recommend the 1-hour documentary Screaming Queens, where I learned so much about why this riot was so important. But again, intersection of Turk and Taylor, 24-hour diner. So this was very important place, but also the fact that it was open 24 hours meant that homeless people could hang out there. Sex workers, transgender people, drag queens, people who were up at late hours, right? And my understanding is that Compton's was kind of like a fancier place that was kind of a connection to the outside world in the Tenderloin, if you get what I'm putting down. So it was very common for the employees to call the police on their own patrons, and the police would come and raid the place for things like people not using the bathroom that corresponded to their biological gender. At one point, they tried to charge an admission fee. That didn't work. They tried to picket the place. So all these different things were going on, kind of building up to what took place on that night, October 26, 1966. So my understanding is that the police came, raided the place as they always did. But that night, a sex worker threw a cup of coffee in a policeman's face when he tried to arrest her, and literally all hell broke loose. Sugar shakers, salt shakers went flying, windows were broken out. What was the biggest difference is that the patrons unified and actually fought back. And one of the biggest descriptors that I got from this and all my studies of this riot is that they picked up their heavy purses, they picked up their high heels and fought back. Again, by no means am I trying to encapsulate the importance of this riot in this one simple video, but it had, my understanding is, almost immediate ramifications afterwards in a good way. So people were not arrested for trying on clothes that they liked, which to me is just stupid. How are you going to call the police on somebody who wants to purchase your clothes, but you don't think that they should try it on? Or that they should buy them. Again, stupid. You're running a business or a hobby. So that happened, my understanding is, almost immediately. Stanford opened a sexual reassignment clinic 1968, so not even 2 years later. And then Compton's itself closed, which had at least 4 locations. It was a chain. It closed 1972. So this riot, Compton's Cafeteria riot, in the heart of what is now known as the transgender district, was so pivotal for what eventually came to take place, or a lead up of events, which culminated in Stonewall and the now world known Pride parades that we have, across the entire world. So that's a little bit about the Compton's Cafeteria riot. Learn more about that on my Tenderloin LGBTQ tour.